Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today I want to talk and do a discussion video, just sharing my opinion, my thoughts, my feelings, and give a review of the Pokemon Unite 2022 World Championships. It's been a long time coming. We have been watching the competition and, we've been watching competitive play for over a year now, but we've been watching this particular competitive circuit, this whole series, this whole league, everything, whatever you want to call it, since February when the first regional monthly started happening. Competed in the first monthly, and oh man, it's just been it's been crazy. It's been a crazy road since then, seeing our winners, seeing all the teams participating, seeing all the hard work that led people to London has been a crazy time. But I want to kind of start from the beginning. So first and foremost, I think it was an amazing show. It was truly just so well put together, and there were some technical difficulties and hiccups that I'm going to talk about, but overall the entire thing is just a major positive for the game, a major positive for the feeling of the game, what the game has to offer. And the biggest thing with competitive Unite is that it's the thing that is done right. It is the thing that is done so incredibly well. The game is a very competitive game, and at that highest level of play, it offers the best of what the game is, and anybody that watches competitive instantly gets inspired. I don't know what it is. Anyone, if you're a content creator, if you're a streamer, just someone that plays solo queue, when you watch competitive play, you're inspired. You're inspired to be better. You're inspired to try things. You're inspired to play, and that same feeling pursued or persisted throughout the entire weekend for me. So first day, London time zone for the event, is starting off at 3 in the morning for me. So I turn on my stream 3 in the morning and stream for 12 hours straight, basically to 3 p.m. a little bit short of 12 hours, like 11:43, something like that, 11 hours 43 minutes. And oh man, the games were amazing. The group stages were amazing, but elephant in the room, 3 teams were not able to make it. I don't have the full details. I've heard some rumors about a little bit of drama stuff. I don't want to talk about that too much, but there was the Central America team, the South America West team, if I remember correctly, and the team from Mexico that were unable to attend. And man, what a shame. What a shame. I think that that's probably going to kind of go under the radar in terms of this whole event. But I want to talk about it just because I feel like those players worked really hard, and it's just a shame. I don't really have much to say. I really wish it would have been resolved. I really wish it was possible. For the sake of saying, I think it was mostly visa issues, just not able to get things done in time, not able to make it to the country to be able to play. So we had 4 groups. The group A had 4 teams, and then B, C, and D had 3 teams. Now, the thing about this is that the implication of having 3 team groups is that it makes margin for error, or room for error, for human error in terms of your gameplay, much smaller. You don't have any leeway. You can't lose when you're in a 3-team group. You have to basically win everything. So there's not much opportunities, and since you're playing against the best in the world, if your group is kind of stacked, then you just have to win. You don't have a choice. So I'm sure that there are some teams that went to Worlds that have kind of maybe a sour taste in their mouth about the fact that they don't get one extra game whenever other teams in the same exact tournament as them had an extra game. And it's just a weird situation, but it's not the end of the world or Worlds. It's just one of those things that happened. So the event kicks off. We have our full day of group stages, crazy number of games, and the competition was amazing. Some of the regions surprised me. Some of the regions performed about where I expected them to. And then, it was just kind of this constant conversation talking about, the way that it's been for so long, talking about which region is stronger, what strategy is stronger, what meta is stronger. We saw crazy diversity at Worlds. We saw almost every Pokemon used. There was maybe 10 that weren't used. But some of them just came out in random team comps. People were trying all kinds of things. With blind pick, it's not like a counter picking kind of thing. A lot of the times the teams would have a strategy, they would have a game plan, and they would stick to it, and I loved that. Watching T2 kind of sticking to their game plan and taking down Nouns was incredible. Seeing that Nouns falls into loser's bracket and then ends up going up against T2 later on and then taking them down. The whole weekend was just so phenomenal. I don't want to talk too many spoilers, although I guess doesn't matter too much at this point, but There were some downsides. There was day one, lots of tech difficulties, I suppose. They had 2 stations, right? There was a main stage and then like a side station. And unfortunately, we can't have every game streamed. It would take way too long. So it kind of sucked to miss some of the games as a viewer, but it is what it is. And then day one, it seems like the main stage just like wasn't working. Like they didn't have like the setup itself wasn't working. So we had crazy delays in some of those games. Like we were, the groups got super confusing to follow at one point. We were moving into like group B, but group A wasn't done. We were like halfway through group C, but we had barely seen any of group D or of group B. Like there was like I think most of group B, we just basically didn't see. We maybe saw like one of the games or like one of the series in group B, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember. It was kind of a long stream or a long weekend, but overall it was a little scuffed on day one. Day two ran a lot more smoothly, but I think my biggest complaint about the event was the observing. Now listen, observing in games is manual, right? You have observers, you have a team of people, you have a person controlling the camera, and the reality is whenever you're observing a game, you have to have decent game knowledge to know what's important to look at. So the production crew that was hired for this Worlds, or at least for Unite Worlds, I'm not sure, I can't speak to it, was Esports Engine. Esports Engine is a very good company that's been doing this stuff for a long time. Adam Apicella, I'm not sure if I say his name correctly, is like a leading esports veteran. He was one of the original founders or owners, I'm not sure exactly, of MLG, Major League Gaming. So way back in the day when I got my start, over like a decade ago, playing games competitively, like he's been around for a long time. That said, I would love for them to do a little bit more work, a little bit more due diligence in terms of the observing, whether that means bringing someone in to consult with someone, to work with someone to really understand what the highlights are and what to look at, how they could make that production a little bit better, because there were times where major team fights were just missed entirely. We were like a major team fight, like Nouns was fighting or getting ready for a Zap fight, and we had Bruv on Mime scoring, and the whole fight is breaking out at the end of Mime's score. And while Bruv is scoring, we're just watching Bruv score, and the whole fight's like happening. So by the time they cut to the fight, more than half the fight was over, and we just had no context as to how someone got caught out, where it had happened, what went down. So the observing, definitely the biggest issue for me for the entire event. It just leaves so much to be desired. Like I just want to know what's happening, and a lot of the time it just wasn't there for it. So otherwise, man, super amazing weekend. I think that, again, competitive shows the best of what the game has to offer, and it shows what we should all be hoping the game would be able to emulate. It does leave kind of the sour taste in my mouth about like solo queue, because the games will never be that good, but it's just such a phenomenal experience, and I can't wait for more. I'm really hoping that post this Worlds, we don't have to wait too long for the announcement of, say, the second Worlds. I already actually saw this morning that they've locked in Yokohama, Japan as the next city and country for like Pokemon Worlds 2023, and I'm hoping that the Pokemon company is happy enough with the performance and the turnout for Unite to continue that as a game for Worlds. I'm sure they will. Like, I'm not even really questioning whether or not they will. I'm sure that they will, but it was a phenomenal time. So friends, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm not kidding. I absolutely loved this weekend. It was, 6 months, but really like a year of just watching competitive, learning these players' stories, trying to understand which region was truly the best, all the way leading us to some of the best teams in the world that I was kind of predicting that would be up there, which was T2 making it pretty damn far, Blackhand winning the entire tournament, and Nouns, who I was really gassing up, but it was mostly Blackhand and Nouns that I thought were going to go the distance, and they make it top 1 and 2. So proud of all the players, so proud of everybody that got to participate. If you're coach, support staff, Excellent, Lazadin, the support staff for Blackhand, anybody that Nouns might have been working with, anybody that made it to the event, from casters, production teams, like I said, Esports Engine doing a mostly amazing job, Spraggles, Dupsax, Jeff Hoogland, Zoinks, amazing job, and just everybody involved, even the viewers, if you watched with me on the watch party. Thank you so much. We are a great community. We really are. And I'm very thankful to be a part of this, and looking forward to what really feels like the start of year 2 for Unite. A month ago today was the 1-year anniversary, but today is where things really begin, I think. So let's go out there. Let's do our best. Let's have some fun games, and let's look forward to the future. Friends, thank you so much for watching. As always, be sure to be kind to one another. Tell someone you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.